Hello my friend, how are you doing? Welcome to your private lesson for I Still Can't Say Goodbye. This is your arrangement of this beautiful song and we're going to start learning it in a second. I just want to tell you a few things before we start. Put a capo on the second fret if you want to play it in the original key. There's no actual reason to do so because this is an arrangement and the capo isn't on the fourth or the fifth fret, it's on the second. So it doesn't make that much of a difference whether you play it on the open position or with a capo on the second fret, unless you have someone singing it along with you and their voice pitch matches Chet Atkins' voice. So you can either play it in the open position or put a capo on the second fret. Now we're going to learn it in the open position just because it's easier and it prevents all that fret number confusion when you read the tab and have to recalculate the numbers. And the second thing I want to tell you is that most of the arrangement is with simple chords. This is a simple song, relatively speaking. C, G, D, E minor, and the mission here to maintain the emotional feel is to actually think of the original song while playing it, to keep the lyrics in mind, and then it helps you express the song better. So let's start with the intro, which I haven't changed at all. I just transcribed it. There's no reason to change or simplify it. It's perfect. It's Chet Atkins. So exactly the same intro. Put a G chord head, okay, 3 and 2 on string 6 and 5. Play them, string 6, 5, and then the open third string. Okay, then 4 on the fourth, then 0, 2 on the third string. Okay, you can pick them or hammer them on. Then the open second, open third. Okay, so, or hammer on. Then you have C over E, meaning that you put a C chord on, but without the fifth string. You start with 2 on the fourth, and you put 3 on the E string. Now, this is C over E or A minor 7 over E. It's the same thing. And you play strings 4, 3, 1, 2. Okay, remember 3 on the E string. And then you take the 2 from the fourth string to the second. So you have the open D string and 2 on the third this time. Still 3 and 1 on strings 1 and 2. And same thing. Okay, strings 4, 3, 1, 2. It's D7 sus4 now. So then you play the same G. Then you put C over E again, but with an open E string. So instead of, you get slight variation. Then the D string, then 3 on the E string. And that's your intro. So G, C over E with a high G note, D7 sus4, then G again. Okay, just 3 on the E string. Then we have the verse. We start learning the arrangements. So I'll try to go over it once. It has 2 different endings. So let's learn the main line first, and then learn the endings. Then we tie it all together. So then again. And when you have the second ending, it sounds like this. Okay, and then you start the riff, the intro again. So it's G, and you start with the open third string, then you play the second string with the G bass. Okay, now you can play the whole chord. Okay, but here the simple beginning works best. Then you have 3, 3 on the second string into D. Okay, so you can harmonize with the rest of the chord. Okay, and then you can arpeggiate when you have free space. And you know my method of teaching. I leave the interpretation up to you. I teach you the arrangement, then you play it however you see fit. I don't want to impose my interpretation, and I tend to play it a little bit differently every time. So, okay, just a slight arpeggio. Then you have C. You play the bass first and then the open E string twice, and you can play the chord with it. Okay? Then 3-3 on the second string into D again. Okay? So you start with G into D and then C into D. Okay? Then you have G again. You play 3 on the bass and then 3-2 on the E string. Okay? I harmonize with the second string. Then it's 3 again on the E string and I play F sharp there. Now you can leave that F sharp. You can play the G bass again. Okay? Works great. Okay, but this leads to E minor, so voice leading. But you don't have to play the F sharp. And then 5 on the E string, then 7 on the E string with E minor. So it's the E bass, and you can play open second and third strings. Then 3 pull off to 0 on the E string, then a C chord, any way you want to play it. So G, E minor, C. G again, bass, and then 0-3-3 on the second string into D again. Okay? So it's kind of like the first bar, but without the third string. Then you have this, C and D again, but a little bit differently this time. 0-1 on the second string into C, so you can play the whole chord, then 0 again, and then D, just the 2 on the third string with the open D string. So you can put the D chord on because the first ending starts with 3-2 on the E string. That's the fill that he plays there. So then you continue playing an arpeggio of the D chord with 3-2 on the E string. So I play the third string and then I harmonize the E string with the second string on 3. Then you have 2 chords, E minor and D over F sharp. E minor, you play string 6, 4, and then 2 and 3 together, then the 4th again. Then the same thing with D over F sharp. D with 2 on the bass. Okay, exactly the same strings. And that's the first ending. Then you play the verse again. G, D, C, D, G, E minor, C, G, D, C, D, and then the second ending. By the way, I forgot to mention, you play the intro after the first ending. Sorry about that. You play, then just half of the intro, okay, up to the D7 sus4 before you repeat the G. And then you have the verse again and you have the second ending. So you finish on, okay, D, and then you have, okay, so E minor and D over F sharp again, but this time they form a melody line. E minor, string 6, 4, 3, 2, and then D over F sharp, but just strings 3 and 6, or 3, 4, and 6. Okay? Then slide to 4 on the 4th, and the open third string for G. And this starts the intro again. Okay? And you play the G riff twice. So then you have the chorus. The chorus goes like this. And then this. What a beautiful chord choice. And then so 3, 2, 5 on the E string, but with 2 you play the D chord. Right? Then 5, and then 3 with C. Right? Then 0, 3 on the second string into G. Okay? And then again D, C, G. And then you have the D again. Then 2, 3, 5. Then E minor with 7 on the E string. Then D5, which is 5, 3, 2, 0. Okay? And then you have C sharp diminished, which is this. Okay? 3, 5, 0, and 4 on the 5th. And you can arpeggiate it any way you like. So, and then 0, 3 on the E string into C. Then the open E string into D. And again, just strings 3 and 4. Then 2, 0 on the third string. Then C again, but this time it's a variation on the main riff. So, okay? Strings 5, 4, E string, 3 pull off to 1, 3 on the second, open E string again, 1 on the second. Okay, so then E minor, and you play strings 6, 4, 1, 3. Then D over F sharp like you played it on the first ending. Okay, 6, 4, 3 and 2 together, and the fourth. And then you have the intro. So again, D, C, G. Again. Then the D. Again, and then 2, 3, 5, E minor, D5, C sharp diminish, C, D, C. Then the intro. And then another verse with the first ending. Then you have the bridge, and then you have the verse again with the second ending. So it's pretty smart here. After the chorus, intro, verse with first ending. Then the bridge, which we're going to learn in a second. And then the verse with the second ending, then another chorus. So it's kind of like it's palindromic. So the bridge. Okay, no, it was the wrong rhythm. So C, strings 5, 4, 3. Then you take the head 2 frets up to 4 and 5 on 4 and 5. Then 0 hammer onto 2 on the third, open second, and then E minor, any way you want to play it. Then you have C again, this time strings 5, 4, 3, 3. And then D over F sharp, the main melody note is the third string on 2. You can play strings 3, 4, and 6. And then slide to 4 and 0 on the fourth. Then G. And if you like to add the fill that he played, it's 3, 2, 0 on the E string. So, and then again up to E minor, and then 0, 3 on E. Then you play the C sharp diminished again, and you can just play 5 and 4 on strings 1 and 5 with the open second and third, and then 7, then A7, which is 3-2-0 with the A bass, and then open E string, 3 on the second with D. And then you play the verse again with the second ending, then another chorus. But let's repeat the verse. C, E minor, C, D over F sharp, G, C, D, E minor, and then C over C sharp diminished, A7, okay? Okay, you can do syncopations. You can play the line first and then the bass. And then D. And after the last chorus, you have the ending, which starts with the regular G riff. No, sorry. It ends differently. Instead of the third string, you play 3 on the second. So, okay? Instead of second, third, you have 0-3 on the second. And then so 7-7 on strings 2 and 4, 5 and 5, 3 and 4, 1 and 2, and G. I play strings 2, 3, 4, and 6, and then you can just strum it. And that's Still Can't Say Goodbye. So thank you very much for purchasing this private lesson and challenging me to arrange this beautiful song. And you go have fun with this now, and I'll see you soon, hopefully, whether on the channel or another private lesson just between the two of us. I'd be more than happy to teach you again, whatever you want me to arrange and teach you. It was my pleasure, and go have fun with this. Bye for now. Enjoy.